Believing in a hard work ethic is absolutely used to keep the working class from revolting. The Protestant work ethic has two main purposes. One is to perpetrate oppression and one is to cope with oppression. And both of these benefit the same group. So I'm Dr. Carl Schmidt. I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class and neurodivergence. I just wrote a book on all of those class cultural clashes that happen when people from working class background move up in career mobility and get to the higher echelons. The whole idea behind wealth is not having to work. I said that in this video. Being plump and pale has been a status symbol in many cultures because it was a sign that you were not doing physical labor. So the wealthy are proud of not having a strong work ethic. It is only working class who need to value a strong work ethic. And when people from working class backgrounds move up and get to much higher levels and are around this group of people who they struggle to relate to for many reasons, one of the biggest barriers is like, these people don't fucking work. They think they do, but they don't really. And this is why a lot of unwritten rules that I talk about in my book are so deeply uncomfortable for people from working class backgrounds. Things like schmoozing and ass kissing, that it's very hard. I write about this in the book. It's very hard to schmooze and ass kiss someone who you don't respect because they don't work hard. From your perspective, you can be like, my mother, who was a home care worker, picked up 200, 300, 400 pound patients. That's hard work. You sitting behind a desk and signing off on things that you don't really understand how they happen is not hard work. But if you don't understand that this is the whole point, it can hold you back. Class has been implemented, class discrepancies, in many countries throughout history through religious divine beliefs, that there is a king who is divinely ordained and that is why they have more than you, because God said so. In the US, as religious as we are, we don't have that as much. We have the promise of a work ethic, that people have what they have because they worked hard, that there's this egalitarian belief that anyone can do it, and the only reason you don't have billions of dollars is because your ship just hasn't sailed in yet. You haven't worked hard enough, and the reason people are poor and homeless is because they just didn't get off their ass. While there are certainly lazy exceptions, those get blown far out of proportion to not discuss that if you are making record profits, and if the labor wage didn't go up, but the prices did, who deserves that money? Where did that money go? Questions about that. And how the working class copes with that is, I have a stronger work ethic. Therefore, it is virtuous, it is valuable, I'm a better person, I will be rewarded in the afterlife because of this. That's why it's called the Protestant work ethic. And if you're not religious now, you might say, I'll be rewarded someday for it, or at least I'm a better human being. But the wealthy, they don't care. They don't care. It's not a point of pride to be a hard worker. It's a point of pride to have the why and be smarter and own the means of production. Telling them that they don't have a hard work ethic, they don't lose sleep over that at night. The only retaliation you see where they try to portray themselves is like the working man who, because it's almost always a man, who pulled on his bootstraps and is self-made. That performance is for us. That performance is to keep us from revolting. Yes, it's absolutely intentionally cultivated. And like with anything in this, it's a skill that I work with almost all of my coachees from working class backgrounds. It's the skill that is valued in these corporate environments of conveying the message to someone in a way that they want to hear it. Now, that's why I have a coaching module called Building Influence Without Manipulation. But I mean, of course, at this point with the work ethic, this is manipulation because it's not true. It's not founded in truth. That's the main difference between manipulation and conveying a message that resonates with people. A lot of working class people are direct communicators. You have to be when you do manual labor and jobs that are dangerous. But it doesn't work among wealth that way, because if they said, I have the money because I'm not paying you what I charge for it and what you have to pay when you go to the store after, yeah, that wouldn't work. We wouldn't have gotten this far. Instead, they have to say, what can we tell them that's going to resonate, that they are going to want to believe, that resonates with their values? And instead we have this, the repackaging of, instead of the divine right of kings, of instead of, what if we make them so proud to work for us and tell them that their value isn't how hard they work for us, and that they will be rewarded one day, maybe on earth, and if not, in the afterlife. Wouldn't that be convenient? We were talking about this in my live group coaching call last week in my school community. And I told them, like, I still struggle with that. Like, I'm still very proud that I'm a hard worker. But I was talking to someone in the Dominican Republic a couple weeks ago, and I was like, something I realized was after a while of working really hard for other people that I work too hard to work for other people. And I'm self-employed because I do love what I do, and it just kind of organically happened that there was demand in this area. But also I had to realize, like, I work too hard to not reap the rewards of my labor, and that is partly why I'm self-employed. So anyway, everything I talked about is linked to my bio and my link tree. The book is out. My coaching services, I do have a sale going on just for January. Prices go up in February by $140. It's back to the regular pricing in February. I'm doing a New Year deal. So if that coaching module on how to build influence without being manipulative, that is on sale right now for $457. The normal pricing is $597. So that's linked in my bio. And my school is there as well, which is currently $15 a month. Once a week, I do a group coaching call where you can meet other people who are going through the same thing as you, and I like to call it my anti-LinkedIn. So all that's in my bio. Let me know if you have questions in the comments.